When did you decide you needed to progress the record though? And at what stage? And how did you decide you wanted to do it?
Well, it was like, I think when the first, when we were first able to go back into the studio, the first song I wrote was Heaven Is Here, which was just, because it was just, that's the sound of what's, if I'm left completely to my own devices, what happens, which like, just like, because there was no one to write with, and like, it was just me in the studio and my engineer, and we still were like social distancing, and it was still really, you were quite deep in the pandemic, and, but I get really, it was like I couldn't tell what was grief at the pandemic or what was grief at not being able to work, because for me, working and, you know, the line in My Love, I was always able to write my way out, you know, working and writing about things has kept me off the edge, and so for so much of my life, and has really like preserved, I think, my sanity in so many ways of just going and being able to make things. So I just sort of, it just gets me out of the house. Like I'm not an at-home writer. Like I don't have a studio in the house. I can't sit down and just write a song at home. Like I need the physical act of like getting dressed and going to a studio to focus there. If I'm at home, I could try and sit down to work, and then I'm like, okay, there's a jar over there, and I think I maybe need to move it to like 100 different places in the house to see where it's supposed to live. So I'll just do that for 2 hours, and then I'll come back and try, oh no, I think I maybe need to move this chair around. Like there's just, I can't, the house is a project in itself, if you know what I mean. Like it's like an ongoing installation that I live in. So that just takes over. So I have to leave the house installation to go to work. And at some point in the pandemic, I was just like, I have to get my act together. I have to like start getting dressed and go into the studio and just, I don't know what I'm gonna make, but just try something. And yeah, Heaven Is Here was actually the first thing that came out, and it just felt like this clamor of, I think it was almost like I wanted to make some kind of hex or spell or something.
That's what it sounds like.
Yeah, I was just like, there was like grief and anger and frustration. So it was almost like I just wanted to make some kind of, it was like a curse or something. Or it was also that things seemed so bad that I wanted to embody something really terrible. You know, it's kind of a horrible song. The lyrics are really horrible. So it felt like when you feel like things are so hellish, it was like, if you can't beat them, join them. You know what I mean? Like I just needed to go really dark at that point and just make something that was kind of terrible as a way to just, I don't know, process everything.